It's time for a quick review of your 100% most likely true Midwest capital stories, folks. Here we go. Starting off with Bismarck, North Dakota. It sounds like Noah is busy marking signs. So Noah is busy marking signs for Bismarck, North Dakota. Next we have Pierre, South Dakota, because it sounds like Sarah loves salty pie. So Sarah for South Dakota, Sarah loves salty pie. There's pie right there. Moving on to Lincoln, Nebraska. No matter what you hear, there is no brass cow where Lincoln lives, no matter what. For Topeka, Kansas, remember the story we said for the real Wizard of Oz. We've got Dorothy here. She's terrified of feet, and she saw a toe peeking out from outside the window, and so she smashed the door on. So Dorothy from Kansas saw a toe peeking for Topeka, Kansas. For St. Paul, Minnesota, if you remember, my friend Paul thought he was an absolute saint because he thought he invented the mini soda. That's St. Paul, Minnesota. Des Moines, Iowa. If you remember, my friend and I went out on a trip out west, and we found this guy, borrowed him some money, and he kept saying, "I owe you the money. No matter what, I owe you the money." And he just kept tracking us down for Des Moines, Iowa. I owe you the money. Jefferson City, Missouri. If you remember, Jeff's mom was in misery because her poor baby, her son, Jeff, moved to the city. It was so tragic. Jefferson City, Missouri. Madison, Wisconsin. If you remember, my friend Will was always mad at his son. No matter what kind of grade he got on his paper, Will was mad at his son. Madison, Wisconsin. Springfield, Illinois. Remember when Mrs. Tula was so incredibly ill? The only thing that would make her better was when she could spring through the fields. Whee! For Lansing, Michigan. Remember, I had a friend, Lana, who was a terrible singer. The only time she sounded wonderful was when she was singing in Lake Michigan. So Lansing, Michigan sounds like Lana singing in Michigan. Indianapolis, Indiana, folks. If you remember, we said Indiana Jones was terrified of snakes, so Indiana went up the pole to save himself for Indianapolis, Indiana. And finally, we have Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, searching for land, was so excited when he finally saw it, he couldn't think of anything to say. Ohio! When he yelled it out for Columbus, Ohio. So, that's all, folks. That's your Midwest state and capitals in less than 3 minutes and time.